Daxton Bennick, well, last year, these last kind of 3 rounds were your first, like, I mean, did red bud and stuff, but this was like kind of getting your feet wet, and you had a good moto result here.
Yeah.
Coming back here, do you feel like that's going to help you having this experience behind you at a track like this?
Yeah, for sure. The last 3, obviously, like you said, were the ones I kind of did last year, and just to kind of get my pro career started, really. But yeah, I'm excited, especially these last 2, like Budds Creek and Ironman are my 2 favorite for sure. And yeah, I've haven't been happy. Obviously, my results haven't been good. I've been dealing with really bad arm pump, but we're gonna get that fixed, for sure. So yeah, 2 more to go, and my goal for these last 2 are just put myself in front and see what I can do. So I know whenever I'm riding like I normally do, and then I'm a top guy for sure.
What about this track and Ironman make it your favorite tracks?
I think it's just like the East Coast tracks are like just what I grew up riding, so it feels. I'm kind of uncomfortable on the high-speed stuff. Like, I definitely need to work on that and get better at it. But Budds Creek and Ironman are kind of slower, so I like that a lot. Like, the more techie stuff is kind of my style. Like, I was always good at Loretta's, and it's really slow, so yeah.
I heard you overheard you talking with Malcolm about long season. Obviously, we still have SMX to go after this. How are you actually, like, physically feeling of the grind of it all and trying to get, ready for SMX again at this point, too?
I think SMX will actually be nice for the brain and the body just to change it up. Like, you're not hammering 35s every week, so it'll be good. I'm excited. Obviously, my first time ever doing SMX. I don't really know what to expect, but every time I've went to a race with no expectation, I've done good. So, yeah, I'm happy for that.
Seems like last week it was a little bit more of yourself, a little better version of yourself. What did you do over the break that you felt like kind of worked?
Honestly, I didn't change anything on my bike. I just kind of practiced like some feet on the pegs, just went back to the basics. Like, I felt like I was having a big problem with like balancing in the ruts, which is weird. But yeah, like I just kind of worked on that a little bit and got that bit better. And yeah, we hammered some motos out. And yeah, that was good. I was definitely better. Like you said, I stayed in the top 10 for probably 20 minutes, which I'm not happy with, but like I said, I'm dealing with really bad arm pump, so we'll get that figured out for sure.
Nick Romano here at Budds Creek. Just kind of take me through how you feel about your season so far. I know it's not gone exactly how you want, but trying to get your feet wet for a full year and like actually make it the whole season. Are you happy that you're almost at the end of it?
Yeah, no, I'm ecstatic about it. My one and only goal before the season started was to make a full racing season, and we're not done yet, but we're getting to the home stretch. So the biggest thing for me is just getting a full year under my belt, getting a good baseline, learning all the tracks, going to different stadiums for Supercross, different tracks for outdoors, and yeah, just getting my feet wet, getting a good baseline. Like I said, it hasn't gone great, but it could be a lot worse. I could be injured again, and we all know how that goes. It sucks. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. Got a good team around me, a good group of people. I'm having a lot of fun. So yeah, we're gonna finish the season out on a strong note.
What would you say you've learned about yourself this year, just mentally having to reset and not think like, oh, I need to be top 5, I need to be top 10, like, and just get yourself through this season?
Yeah, it's definitely learned a lot. Kind of up and down. Like, obviously, I'm a competitive guy. I'm a racer. I want to be, fighting for wins and podiums. But the realistic goal is I got to get to that point, right? You can't come off the couch after a year and a half and just go for wins. People can do it. It's been done, and props to them. But I've had a different road than most guys. So it's tough because, like I said, if I get a whole shot, I want to go for it, and I do. But if I'm getting tired, I'm getting arm pump, or something's not working right, I'm going to take the smart road and just finish the race, keep getting that base and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been up and down, but we're still making progress. Last week in Unadilla, I rode really good. My starts didn't show for it, but I did ride a lot better. So just looking to keep the momentum up.
Yeah, your starts were kind of your strong suit a lot, the first little bit of your career.
Yeah.
But now it seems like the consistency is coming around. How do you kind of balance that out to get the starts back but still have the consistency?
I don't know. I'm figuring it out right now. I've had, I think, 2, 3, 4 hole shots this outdoor season alone in the beginning of the season, but I sucked in the moto. So now I'm getting the moto part under me, but now my starts, at least at Unadilla, suck. So I think I came out 30th. And like 25th, so that does me no wonders. But I did a lot this week, I can tell you that. Figured out a few things that I was forgetting, so yeah, hopefully start up front.
Budds and Ironman, how do they rate for you in these last 2 rounds, and do you like these 2 tracks a lot, or what?
I'm going to be honest, I haven't been to Budds Creek since 2013, so okay. I think I was on like a 50 or 65, I don't know. I'm only 5 hours from here up in New York, but like I said, I came here a few times on a 50, and then that was it. So the dirt looks sick, layout looks sick, and then Ironman, I've never been there. So 2 pretty new tracks for me. So I've watched as much film as I can and studied as much as I can. So see what we can do today. Press day will help a lot.
And then lastly for you, obviously there's a lot of talk about, what's going on with Star and who they're signing for next year. Has that been kind of wearing on you, trying to figure out your own plans for next year as well?
Yes and no. Honestly, you can't control what you can't control. Like, if we get a deal done, we do. If not, then oh well, it's not meant to be. But no, it's not wearing at me at all. Like I'm focused on racing right now, and that's something I haven't been able to do. So now that I have the opportunity to do it, I'm all in on racing right now. I'm a firm believer something will work out, and it's just God's plan for me.
All right, Christian Craig, look, man, I feel like every round you've taken steps, like you found different things that have been a little bit better with yourself or the bike or whatever. Has it been nice to find that progress every week, and like mentally you're maybe clicking hurdles off as well?
For sure, and I think just being at the race every weekend is huge. I didn't know how much I missed it till you start getting in that grind, and you're like, man, I love being here, lining up, giving myself a chance every week to do better. So I've been trending that way of getting better each week, improving results. Like I'm consistently 7, 8, 9, and I do believe I can break a 5th to 6th. I think that's possible. I mean, top 3 guys are obviously on another level, and then you add in like a couple guys that came back late. So, man, it's been fun though. Like I'm starting to enjoy it. I'm at that point where my arm is past the hurting point, and we're able to enjoy the motos instead of just grimace in my helmet the whole time, trying not to hit a bump. So, yeah, I mean, little things like that are a win in my book.
You've been through it before with injuries, but can you just take me through like mentally what it's like to go racing again and maybe not have expectations, but you know how good you are? So is it like tough to get through that hurdle of like, damn, I want to be top 5, I know I could be there, but I just got to take 10th today?
It is. It's like knowing that I've been a podium guy, I've been a top 5 guy. It's hard to like swallow your pride or your ego. Like I don't have an ego, so I'm not having to fight that, but if people saw what my arm looked like without a jersey on, you would understand why. It's frustrating for sure, but knowing that it's going to get better, it gives me hope, and it's like, okay, let's just keep going, keep building each week. And like I said, the riding's been better. I've made strides with my bike, improving that, so I'm having fun more and more each week.
What's the percentage of the strength that you feel in your arm now? You said it's getting better, but yeah, percentage-wise, can you put it how close to 100% you are?
I mean, probably 60 to 70%. Okay. I mean, I cannot do a pull-up, which is pretty crazy. I can go do 230s on a dirt bike, but I can't even do a full pull-up. So push-ups are fine. Pull-ups, I'm still struggling, but just little things like that are annoying that will take time, unfortunately. Like, you look at my arm strength on my right side compared to my left, it's wild. Like, I have no bicep and no tricep, so just got to try to keep working that and just getting it better.
I know you said on Pulp a couple weeks ago that you don't want to be done, but it seems likely you're not going to come back here. When do you want a deal done for next year? Like, how quickly do you want to actually be like, all right, this is where I'm going?
I mean, I wish it was done a couple weeks ago. Like, when I did sign my Husky deal, it was done during Supercross. Yeah. But unfortunately, my results have been not the best, so I'm not on the market like a hot rider that everyone wants right now. So I do believe that there's teams that believe in me still and know that when I do get back to 100%, I can be up front. So I do have options though, and I'm excited. Hopefully I can announce soon. Not announce, but people will know where I'm going soon. And but nothing but respect for the team I'm on. Like, it's been awesome. The results have been not best, but they've been trying, and they never gave up on me. So I wish it would have worked a little bit better, but it is what it is. And injury kind of played the part on that one. So still, 5 rounds left total. So I do want to put in some good results for these guys.
All right, so Dean Wilson, you made it seem like on your post that you thought you weren't even going to be close to SMX. So, did you go to Brazil thinking it's over, it's done, and then you came back like, oh crap, wait, I got to try?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in Brazil racing, and I'm watching Unadilla, and first off, I'm like, thank God I'm not out there because my knee would not like that. Track looked gnarly. So I'm watching it, and then I'm like, you know what? I'm probably way out of points. I don't have to do the outdoors. I'll just do the LCQ. So then I was like, I better check. So I go on my phone, look at SMX points. 21st, 6 points behind Chisholm. He didn't have a good weekend at Unadilla, and I'm like, So I don't even have a bike at home. I put it on the truck. Stan Benson Racing was nice enough to bring my bike, so I hopped on a flight, and here we are. So I haven't been riding. I've been cycling, but not riding. So really just getting thrown into this. It's kind of like a science experiment. Can you do an outdoor national without riding? So we'll give it a crack, and we'll do our best. Mainly it's just to beat the 11. That's it.
Just to beat the 11. So you end up having to do Budds Creek and Ironman. If you could go back mid-season and pick 2 different rounds that you wish you would have done, which ones would you have picked?
Well, I tried to do Red Bud, but unfortunately I broke my wrist before the round and I couldn't really ride. So if I could go back, I would have still did Red Bud. It's a good track, and I have a lot of fun there. And then I quite like Melville too. Yeah. Melville is one of my favorites.
So is it just the long ruts that it's tough to deal with at the knees that really take?
Well, it's just I have no meniscus or cartilage, so it's all bone on bone. So 35 minutes of riding 2 times plus practice plus all that. It's just so much rubbing, and like my knee just gets so agitated, and like I have really bad arthritis as well. So at the end of the day of an outdoor, I look like Grandpa Earl. Well, like I can barely even walk. Like ask Pulp MX. He's seen me one time walking away from Red Bud. Like I can barely walk after an outdoor. So that's why I don't do them. But Supercross, I can get away with it. But we're going to gut it out these next 2, and hopefully it pays off, and we're in the top 20.
You talked a little bit about like your fitness, and you don't know where you're going to be at 20 minutes in. It seems like it's going to be a little bit hot tomorrow, so you're going to try to pace yourself, or you're going full out for 20 and just hope you hold on?
I think I'm more of like a diesel. I think I'd rather start slow and chug along than start fast and parachute. But who knows how it's going to go, because you know what? I've been in California all summer, so I haven't even seen or smelled humidity all summer. So like I said, this is a bit of a science project here. We'll see how we go. Kind of throwing me out with the wolves, but like I said, we'll give it a crack, and I'll do my best and see how it goes.
Lastly, you've now raced Brazil a couple times. What's the one coolest thing that like most people wouldn't know about racing in Brazil?
I think what's pretty cool is like the media outlets are huge out there. Like you get a lot of press, and the Brazilian fans are very passionate and just all about racing. It's pretty cool. I didn't know that. Like, you know, just there's a lot of media, and you get a lot of exposure racing, which is pretty cool. I had no idea.
All right, Justin Cooper here at Budds Creek. Can you kind of give me like a rating of what you would say your season has gone through so far? Because it started off strong, you've kind of had up and downs, but are you happy overall with the way it's gone, or do you wish a couple things maybe would have been different?
I think it's been really good. It's kind of where I expect to be. We're fighting for third in the championship, 2 points out. So me and AP have been kind of going back and forth, and it's like playing musical chairs on the podium. I feel with like 3 of us, and just trying to, I have to have a good weekend to get on the podium, and I have to have 2 good rides. So I think it goes to the same for everyone. But I'm definitely content with my results, and when you're a podium guy, it's good. So as long as I'm fighting for those, I'll be happy. And I think it's been a good building year for me, good rookie year, and just trying to finish it out strong and head into these SMX playoffs.
I feel like one of your strong suits on a 250 was your starts, and they are very good on a 450, but maybe more inconsistent. What's the kind of key to finding consistency starting on a 450, would you say?
Yeah, I think the 450 just has a lot more power, so it's like a lot harder to manage it out of the gate, like first 10 feet. I think that's been my struggle. Sometimes I get it great, sometimes I don't, and all these guys are really good starters. They're all champions, so they know how to start a dirt bike, and I think that shows. Maybe 250 side, always been on the start bike, so a little bit more of a power advantage there. Here, everyone has a fast bike. 450s, you kind of, I at least tone it down sometimes, so I think that's the main difference. Just you got to execute perfect to get up there, and sometimes I don't do that.
I feel like a few times this year where you have started up front, Thunder Valley aside, and you ran with them for like 10, maybe 15 minutes, then they start getting away. Is that just something of you trying to, manage your own, fitness level throughout the moto, or is it something that they're doing that you're maybe trying to learn from?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of both. What I notice about those guys is maybe I'm staying with them because they're not at 100% yet, Usually, like at Dilla last weekend, I was in 5th, and I was kind of getting held up by 4th, and I ended up making a move around him, and I wasn't going fast. Like, I was just trying to get around him, and those guys weren't far ahead yet.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't slow down my pace, and those guys just started pulling away. So I got clear track, started catching them, and then they just kind of started disappearing. And that's just, they kind of just let the race come to them, and they might be at 60-70% in the beginning, and they're comfortable up front. Like if they're in the top 2-3 positions, they're not going to go faster unless they get pressure from behind. And I think that's kind of what we're seeing. I'm pretty much sprinting, so yeah, I just try to keep my pace try to keep my one moto pace the whole time, and here and there take a lap to recover if I need it. But yeah, I think they're just not up to their 100% yet.
There's been a lot of talk last couple of weeks about Motocross of Nations. You and AP are in a fight for third in this championship. Is it something where you definitely want to go if they ask you to go? And on top of that, I have a question as an extension of that. If they ask you to go on a 250, would you do it as well?
Yeah, for sure. I would love to go. It's awesome to go. 250, I'm gonna say probably no to. I think yeah, I did that at Redbud. It's really not fun racing the 450s, especially I've been on a 450 all year, so I don't really want to make that transition back down to a 250, find some settings to hopefully go out and kill it at MX1. That just seems like a lot, so I wouldn't even have the time to really prep for it on a 250 with the SMX playoffs and all that, so I'm going to have to probably turn that down if that's the case, but I think there's better 250 options. Like you got a bunch of guys on 250s that are ripping, so leave it to them, but yeah, 450, I'm good to go. Let's go.